How you guys doing? Listen, I want to talk about changing the way we vote. I think it's the stupidest way that we do things right now, and I want to point at some things. First of all, we spend billions in dollars for voting. It's crazy. I'm getting tired of seeing all the money pouring into certain states to steal an election, money wise. Uh, Actually, the billionaires now uh, are the winners right now. They're pouring money into states they don't even belong to. It's got to get down to we the people. Big money is ruining our Congress, our Senate, our presidency. The average person should be able to run and not have any money. It's sickening. And then you get the mainstream media. They lie for a year and a half, 2 years. We're in an election mode. We're in election mode for all that time. So all you see TVs, commercials, commercials, commercials. You get inundated on your iPhone, text messages, emails about voting, voting, voting. I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick and tired of these people doing this to me. It's nonstop. It's nonstop. So I think I've been talking about this for years. I think the best way to learn about, let's say we're going into at the very end, like we're at right now, where we got two candidates, and they're both wanting to be president at this time. So what we need to do is interview them. It's real simple. You go to a job interview, and the boss asks you a bunch of questions to see who you are, and everything's on the table at this point. Everything is on the table. So you get the same script that a Democrat would get or a Republican would get, and you go down a list. If it's 100 questions, so be it. 100, 200 questions, so be it. And you get every question that is imaginable that you want to know about your candidate. You want to hear about the economy, how they're going to solve the debt, how they're going to solve the border, how they're going to solve things like Medicare, Social Security, how they're going to secure our cities that are crime laden right now, how they're going to handle foreign policy, and we're going to know every one of these, every one of us, the people, we the people, will know everything that we can through this interview. Now, this interview would be the same. It's not going to get done by mainstream media. It's not going to get done by conservative media. It's going to get interviewed by a person that is selected and is right in the middle. He's not going to be favoring either one, because he's going to interview the Republican the same exact way, the same exact questions as he's going to interview a Republican and Democrat. Sorry. So what I'm asking for you just to be open to this process. And what will happen is all this will be recorded, and you'll be able to go to a website and find out on each candidate where he stands on each item specifically. And you'll have a record. You'll have a record right in your house, and you'll be able to vote. You won't have to worry about uh, listen to the mainstream media lie like they lie, like unbelievable. They can't tell the truth, and you'll be able to see exactly where these people, these two candidates, would stand. I think it'd be a great way to do it. It would keep the money out of the system, and it would make it back to the states where you live. And here's another thing. I really think that we should just have voting if you're a resident of that state. I can't go into another state and vote unless I'm a resident of that state. I got one state I live in, and I can only exercise my vote in that one state. Why do we allow big money to go into all these states and pour hundreds of millions of dollars to try to steal an election, and they don't even belong to that state? And another thing, a lot of this money is coming from overseas, and they're funneling it through the dark web, and they're getting it into to places that they want to make sure that the person running does not get elected. And that's people don't know this kind of stuff. So if we get down to that list and that resume, you might want to call it, and we'll have, as Americans, have a record that we'll have forever. If we want to keep it. If the guy, let's say a person gets reelected, gets 4 years, and he wants to run again to do another 4 years, we'll have a record of everything he promised and see how true it was. We'll have a voting record on all the senators and the congressmen. And then we could just simply read and or or listen on the internet and see exactly where they stand. It'll eliminate all this craziness that voting 60 days, for a total maybe 30 days before the election and 30 days after. We don't get the exact answers because there's all kinds of corruption. Or you got to hire hundreds and hundreds of lawyers and put them in all the areas of the states to make sure there's no cheating going on. And it's it gets down to that we, the taxpayers, we are the ones paying for it all, and we get ripped off. I mean, just totally ripped off. And I want to see this thing clean up. Now, let's say you don't have a computer. Well, let's just do this. Let's have a mailing to every person in the United States with the results of this resume, just like you would get any other mail through the postal service. They'll have a record of it. They'll have it right in front of them. So when they go ahead and vote, they'll be, we won't be fighting over he said and she said and why are you voting for this person? Well, I don't know. He's a fascist, and then the next question is, do you know what a fascist is? And most of these people do not know what fascism is, but because this particular person is being equated with a fascist or a Hitler or Mussolini, these uninformed Americans will take that as gospel truth. It's nonsense. They're not good informed Americans, and they got to get informed. And the only way I can think about it is have a resume. So I'm urging, you listening, think about what I'm saying. Just think about, we're coming off a horrific political season, and it's disgusting. It's totally disgusting, and it divides us. We don't need rallies. What do we need rallies for? It's just everything is in rallies, or everything that is in the rally is more a redundancy of the last rally. So what are we supposed to watch the same rally in different places, the same information, and we don't need to do any of that stuff. Just refer to the resume, just like you would be a boss and you want to hire an employee. You refer to the resume and cut out all that nonsense, all the commercials that lead up and during the political process. We'll eliminate all that. You don't need any of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's ludicrous. So again, I'm trying to get this to a clean system and know your person that you're voting for, not just voting for someone because you might have heard on mainstream media that he or she are cutting taxes. Well, we're seeing, especially towards the end of this right now, we're up to 4 days or 5 days into the Tuesday, and the lies are just flying all around. So they're just blowing up things and lying, and there's no fact checking, and the uninformed unemployed. Well, hold on a second. Okay, give me a break. Okay, the person that's voting for another person is not informed. Bottom line, we need to clean this mess up. So I appeal to you if you have any kind of questions. And listen, I don't talk on a script. I'm not talking on a script. It's just in my heart to share this with you. So if you want to walk away and think he's okay talking like this, it's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. So If you want to leave a comment or you want to leave a like or subscribe, I'd appreciate it. But we have got to get out of this box of the way we vote as Americans. So I'll leave it with that. Bye-bye.